The Great Depression 1929, the stock market crashed in a single day, wiping out billions of dollars and triggering the Great Depression. 15 million Americans lost their jobs, families starved, and Wall Street investors jumped from skyscrapers in despair. Before we continue, would you mind liking this video and subscribing to our channel? Now, let's discover how one day of panic destroyed the world's economy for a decade. Throughout the 1920s, America was booming. The stock market was soaring, people were buying stocks with borrowed money, and everyone believed they would get rich. This era was called the Roaring Twenties, but the party was about to end catastrophically. On October 24th, 1929, called Black Thursday, panic selling began. Investors realized stock prices were artificially inflated and rushed to sell before losing everything. The selling triggered more panic, creating an unstoppable avalanche. 5 days later, on October 29th, Black Tuesday, the stock market completely collapsed. 16 million shares were traded in a single day as everyone desperately tried to sell. Fortunes that took generations to build vanished in hours. Here's the devastating reality. Investors had borrowed money to buy stocks, believing prices would keep rising forever. When the market crashed, they owed massive debts they couldn't repay. Banks that had loaned this money suddenly had nothing. Within weeks, over 600 banks across America failed completely, taking people's life savings with them. Families who had deposited their money lost everything overnight. There was no government insurance to protect them. The panic spread like wildfire. Factories closed because nobody could buy products anymore. By 1933, over 15 million Americans, 25% of the workforce, were unemployed. Families who were middle class weeks earlier were suddenly homeless and starving. Breadlines stretched for blocks as desperate people waited hours for free food. Shanty towns called Hoovervilles sprang up in every major city, filled with homeless families living in makeshift shacks made from scrap metal and cardboard. Here's the most tragic part. Suicide rates exploded. Ruined investors jumped from Wall Street buildings. Farmers who lost everything shot themselves. The psychological trauma was as devastating as the financial collapse. Children stopped going to school because families couldn't afford shoes or clothing. Malnutrition became widespread. People ate dandelions and weeds to survive. America, the richest country on earth, was starving. The depression spread globally, destroying economies worldwide. Germany's economic collapse helped Hitler rise to power, ultimately leading to World War II. One stock market crash changed human history. The crisis finally began improving in the late 1930s with President Roosevelt's New Deal programs, but America didn't fully recover until World War II. Industrial production began in 1941. The Great Depression lasted over 10 years, scarring an entire generation. That's your ultimate history knowledge bomb. If this economic catastrophe shocked you, smash that like button. Subscribe to 3 Min Knowledge for more historical events that changed the world forever.